Hello, everybody. Hi, Katie. Katie is my client. She's a teacher in Zen school, I believe. So this is a Buddhist Dharma name for her, and she received this four-character Japanese Buddhist Dharma name. I don't know how to pronounce the Chinese, the kanji in Japanese. In Chinese, it reads Morning Star, 晓星光土, Morning Star, Luminous Earth. Very beautiful name, Morning Star. It reads from right to the left, from top down. So first character is Gyosei Kodo. Gyosei Kodo is the pronunciation of Japanese. You can see her teacher's seal next to it. So she wanted something like like that seal for herself when she teaches. So I have designed this seal in ninefold style. Recently, I've been fond of doing this particular elaborated, intricate style because there are some conditions must meet. If the content of seal is appropriate. In this case, as an official name seal, I think it's appropriate because this style is very formal, decorative, not as expressive as the artist's name seal I usually do with Han script. And this is a Tang style, Song Dynasty's official seal script. So for doing that, we need to have a relatively larger seal. If you normally we use like a quarter of this size, obviously you won't fit the four characters, and there's no room for so many folds of the stroke. So actually, for this or other reason, my client upgraded to this beautiful stone. It's an Indian soapstone, very heavy, very fine texture. Yeah, the stone must be very fine. If it chips a lot, has some uneven sand in it, you won't. It will be, if not impossible, hard to make the even line or smooth strokes. So I'm transferring the design onto the stone. But incidentally, I have used an online tool, which I gave a link in the video description. And you can generate a computer font with this ninefold fonts, this seal, and so everybody will look the same if you use the same character. Of course, I personalized it with my aesthetics, so with some human interference, because this last character, do or tu in Chinese, do, meaning earth. It only has three strokes, two horizontal one center bar, but with a lot of decorative bars. In the computer font, the designer, whoever that was, just extended this bottom stroke into this decorative folds, but without doing anything on the top. which makes it not so authentic. And I have researched the historical material. I hope you can find. This is Han style. This is some Han styles. Some various modern and contemporary artists. So when I do design, I do a very broad survey of for these characters to see how they appear. And I found this seal in the Song Dynasty, I think. And you can see this same character here in the middle of this right column. That's Tu, or Do. Yeah, the Earth character. You can see how this was supposed to do. So if you only know, the decorative principles, you don't know the calligraphy, in the readability. If I think the programmer may use some kind of design guideline computerized to make those designs, and not handmade. Actually, the handmade seal is like this in the ancient times. So you can see I just borrowed this one, but because the space are different, so there are more force for the bottom stroke, but less force on top, but still the same idea. So that the whole idea is to fill in extra space with this kind of multiple faults to make all the strokes look even, like this. But I still like the this other styles. But so like I said, normally I won't do this, but if you meet some criterion and everything pointing to this direction, I will certainly explore that, and I will spend more time covering this. Obviously, it's different. It's very challenging. I've done not a few weeks ago for another client. The 3 characters dancing for a mushroom. If you check my video, you'll see that. And that was, according to one viewer, the best of my most accurate of this in this line, because it's very challenging. I must admit, it might not come out exactly like the computer mechanical design. So I'll definitely make it more dynamic than the computer design. So it's a competition between human and computers, so to speak, or AI these days. AI cannot do the design properly. I tried. Even the stone won't let the 3D printer to carve, because this material is very it's impossible, according to a scientist. My brother, he said, he was a scientist, retired professor. He said if you use laser to try to carve this, the stone will explode, because the temperature to melt the stone is extremely high. There's no laser gun can do this so far. Anyway, but it can be done with a simple tool, primitive tool like this. You can get it for about $20, less than $20, from our online store. Okay. So the next step is to transfer the design onto the stone, and I do it with a process, a contemporary process. Traditionally, you will write with the ink and the brush and on a piece of paper to transfer it. Now we can do it. I just realized the size of this it's too small, so I'm going to change that. So I made it 10% smaller because I thought we may need some extra margin. Well, I will give it to to the border, because it will make the it will make sense with this content. I think with a thicker border, it will show the luminosity better inside. So let's just stay with this. So you can see along the way my thinking in response to situation like this, because normally we will have the designs a little smaller, but in this case I in my last seal I tried to maximize the characters and space for the characters itself, minimize the border to make more room. But yeah, I think the principle is this: the border either equals to the strokes or thinner or thicker. In official stamp, let's check back. The official stamp, they see the border could be thicker and to be more authentic. Look at this. This is what I would do, because with 9 folds style, we 99% of the time it has the thicker border like this. So I will do the thicker border. If for any reason we can still have the chance to make it thinner, like we have this. You can see I still made the border following the historical principle. The border should be thicker than the stroke. That's a norm, to make it look more a little heavier or authoritative, not like just give it more weight to the seal. So that's the advantage of hand making seal, not designed by executed by the computer. Even though I use computer and this kind of chemical things to help, the process is still crafts, a lot of craftsmanship. So this is what I do. I just darken this. Whoops. It's kind of dry. I'll just make the edge. This marker dries really fast, so I just darken this border to show you how it will look like in my mind. It smells bad. Too dry. Well, let me put on the clamp. This vise, this wheel is very useful. You can get, if you are interested in doing the this to learn carving this, I have a class, and I ordered extra ones for students. I still have 2 left, I think. You can have a entry level one, or actually it's an ancient form. There's no wheel, but the principle is the same. You just hold it. You can hold it with hand. Actually, one of my students prefer not to use any vise. She says hand holding position is the best for her. So it's all up to the artist. So let's cut out the border first. The round corner is very important to make it look organic. Rounded corner. So the approach I not invented, but I think I haven't seen any other artist who does this, is to go from the envelope to the inside. So I start to divide the space into 4 first, and then we'll further divide them into smaller. It's like a maze. Yeah. So you have to cut. You just do everything you can to eliminate, to scoop out the floor, the background, and leave the figure, the design. Do not touch the black. Okay, now divide the stone into 4 first. Just cut between strokes. That's how easy it is. Cut between strokes. Between characters at this point, and then between strokes. But there are strokes between 2 characters, right? Same thing. So this is the space for 4 characters, the same size. Now let's just do all the horizontals. Maybe, you know, I try different approach every time. Instead of going from little, let's do this, just along this side, because I need to remember a lot of things when I do this. So your mind is always multitasking on your eyes. Your mind eye always sees the whole thing. We work on nuances, details, and not try to keep track on the maze. You don't want to break any walls, so to speak. You're just so it's very important to keep the structure in mind. So we may pursue it section by section. Like this character has 3 sections. Between the sections, there's no connection, right? So we separate those 3 first, especially for those who do not read Chinese, because if you read Chinese, it helps to follow the maze, the connections. If you don't, if you just treat it like a picture, they are pictograph. You just do whatever you can, just separate the elements or radicals. In this case, this is a sign radical, just a very common radical. This character is in my name, so I'm very familiar with this. So what I'm doing is just cut a ditch between strokes. Don't touch the stroke. So that created a guide for my further polishing or so let's just say make a really thick stroke first, then we thin it by expanding that ditch that cuts the first initial line. So we just kind of, this is a safe way of doing this. So I just read carefully not to break any walls, break any stroke. Make sure the I think we can. You're looking at a mirror image because I just flipped it on the stone, then the one on the expected seal in red on the computer screen. But here is cotton. I think. I'm checking it. So this one goes there. To look at the negative space, I'm doing the negative space. This is called positive carving. Positive carving. Cut out the background, leave the stroke. I can't help myself to finish this section because it's very easy to get confused if you are not concentrated. You have to be really concentrated. Okay, just kind of walk through the path. Find your way first. Find the connection. Do not cut out any line, cut through any split, chambers. Nobody has done this way, I think. Okay. you just use a corner of the tool. So for beginners, if you have never done this, you think the smaller the better. Wrong. You should not use too small, because the larger ones give you more space to hold it, so it's more stable on your fingertip. If you use a pointed tool, it will not easy to cut a line. It will be good to cut a dot, but not easy to cut a line like this. Okay, let's finish this character by expanding the. Let me see. I just enjoy doing this thing because it's pleasure free. So I just keep doing this, maybe until I have to pursue the strokes. I kind of just build this framework myself. So there's a little small s here, but because I'm seeing some missing stroke like in the print, so I need to concentrate on this task to help me before the ink gets further blurred, because there are some subtle things like this little space that separates the upper and the right elements. This character luminosity and luminous. It's very subtle, so I need to make a note, so to speak, before I commit. Okay, just this little subtle part I need to. It's very easy to forget. So you read it before you confirm it. You have to read it correctly. A lot of mistakes are knowledge based, not skill. So you have to know your writing a design. I've done because this. Normally when I do design, it's more from scratch. But this one is from computer generated images. I only worked on this last character to modify it to make it better. Look better, yeah. Okay. And I think I do make some. And sometimes I adjust the space between lines to make it a little uneven, because I hate to see everything is like even out. There's no dynamic in it. Sometimes I change space, and so the chords, as long as the rhythm is right, you don't have to be even spaced. But there are two extremes. The computer, just like AI, they tend to they have no feeling of breath or rhythm or vital energy, something like that. But they are very mathematical, so everything is very easy for them to even out. But for us, we have breath, we have heartbeat, we have rhythm. So some tight, some loose is okay, as long as the structure is correct and we don't lose the continuity of the curves. It's like dancing with the long belt. this character star, it comes with only one, all connected, uniform part. There's no, so I want to also do this one the same way. Just identify, just give it first stroke between two strokes, first cut between two strokes. Just do this. You can do any style in this way. This is my secret, my safe way to do things, to make it the complicated part a little more controlled. Instead of doing the stroke, touching the stroke right away, I try to avoid touching. Just do it in between. And concentrate on the in and out, the connection, or the maze. Just the best word I just want in my mind is mapping out. Mapping out the route first with just single line. Or it could be very shallow between strokes, but that space between strokes are the deepest cut. See, oh, I just touched the line, so be careful not to touch the line here. Touching the line. Okay. I think my vision gets blurred as I'm working. Maybe need to close my eyes for a minute. Okay. Kind of when you're trapped with some wrong path, you need to go from the other direction. Let's take care of that. So the last character is to, do, to. In Chinese is to, in Japanese is do, meaning earth. So that is very celestial in this seal. Morning star, luminous earth. Beautiful. Because the character is relatively like a fewer strokes is more suitable for this kind of decorative style. Because otherwise you have to cut a lot of flooring, And this just make up the space. Theoretically speaking, after I've done this, you should be able to read it. Alright. It's called a full red seal. Minimum white, maximum red. So the strokes in red, right? And the background is in white. I'm just cutting a line first, without touching the reds or the black. This is my guiding map. Let's do this one like this. Just cut as vertical first. You go from large to small space. And then the horizontals. Yeah, I taught a class in the summer on how to carve. I think you can get the recording, and if you're interested in learning that after doing the recording, maybe we can do it either as an individual class, or if there are more interest, I can open another group class to help you learn how to cut your own design and cut your own seals. You can use this style to do lettering, like initial seals. Very easy to, not easy, but very suitable for that, because the English characters, I try to compose a table that has all 26 letters in this style. You can find in my class reference folder if you join the recording class. You'll get the link to the reference folder. So I've done many many letters in English in this style. I just run up the corners for the edges also. Soften the edge. So now I'm working on the actual carving and the flooring. In this positive style, the strokes are left intact. You just cut out the background. So just broaden the initial cut. Let's go back to the first character. Okay. And repeat. You need to. Sometimes the initial cut is not in the middle, so be careful with that. But in general, idea is to deepen that, so it will expand to close to getting more and more close to the stroke by broadening this line we did first. Again, I think it's a good idea to control the large shapes or strokes, like you do the outer shape first and then the inside. There's some commonality between painting and the design, cutting. Like you do a sculpture, you start from the outer profile, right? You don't want to start with the eye. There's no eye, nothing to start with. So you cut out a block of the stone or clay or whatever. You start from nothing. Like geometric shapes first, and then just round it out, chip it out little by little. That's the same approach. So instead of doing just finishing one single part, you start from a general shape. Outside contour. But eventually, everything is, the magic is in detail. There's another kind of artistic aesthetics, maybe, because it's not writing or painting, it's cutting. So we want to show this kind of craftsmanship, like feel the knife. So if you could do it in one stroke, you shouldn't do it little by little. But this, because I adopted a different approach this time, so you will prolong the time. So you're trading off some kind of movement, or you may kind of lose that kind of immediately, one cut, one stroke feel. But you can still, you see, I still do it, even I repeat, it's just another straight line, not little by little. Let's see if any people any comments. Hello, CA. I just saw your comments about laser engraving machine. Laser engraving machine cannot do stones. You must use wood, plastic, or horns or something like that. Okay. Laser engraving it's like the dentist tool. That's a sand wheel kind of. You can use some mechanics. I'm not really sure you can do the same level as accuracy as I'm doing here with any tools, electric tools. But I think it's very enjoyable art form to cut stones primitive ways. Although this kind of metal sharp tools are very modern. They are alloy, what they call it, steel, very hard. It's think it's very improved than like 100 years ago. People are using iron, no steel even, right? But you can still do some very hard stones like jade. This one cannot cut jade because jade requires some pointed tool and use hammer or something. Sand with different. They're very different. But this kind of style is like a jade. you do it little by little. Yeah, the hard stones require longer time for sure. And also this kind of detailed style. It's not. Yeah, there's always trade-off. You know, indirect or direct cut. Direct cut when you touch the. Right now I'm doing that. You touch one side of the stroke first, and the other side. Just outline it. It's kind of hard to see. The black line from the print is very, it's getting blurry. So I must use double reading glasses. Outline it. First. Okay, just remember, don't break any walls. Some walls are very short. They're important to keep the readability. They are characters in language, so it's not just painting. So you must honor the structure. Otherwise, people cannot read. Cut deeper, basically, so it will become broader, so that's how you avoid any mistakes. I like to make the corner a little bit rounded, so they're not so mechanical. The edge on the end of the lines a little bit rounded as well. You see that there are a lot of uncut backgrounds need to be cleaned up. To avoid mistake is my number one concern, because if I don't make a mistake, I will not, I don't have to redo it. Right? If you make a mistake, you might have to erase it and redo it. So number one is to avoid any mistake. You can go slow. Slow is fast. To avoid redo it for any unrecoverable mistake. So my first principle advice is to go slow. Make sure you understand each stroke. So I already made a judgment if they are connected or disconnected. So that helps, because I almost confused myself if this should be a complete cut or halfway. So that kind of mistake is fatal sometimes, to destroy the readability, legibility. So you want to go slow. Just broaden it. Divide small sections and then fine tuning. There is no fine tuning. I'm fine tuning it anyway, so hopefully I do not have to do fine tuning like I did last time. I have minimum need for fine tuning, because if you already have ink on it, it makes it more difficult to tune. Looks like this is the most difficult part. The three dolls, the same character, same radical as this large one. This is a morning character. Morning. My name has it. Okay. So this little tricky area, you cannot really cut deep. It's the dance, the stroke, the shadow you can go. But it's kind of like pixel to pixel. It's very, very small. I think you're looking at larger image on the computer. This is really tight. Okay. My name is Morning Sunshine. This is Morning Star. Same character. Very common names. Kyo is Japanese. So my name will be Gyosei. 私は李Gyosei。Okay, so far so good. No accident. No accident. Sometimes you must take some risk to make some strokes really fine. You don't have to do every one of them, but like this is radical inside this some radical. Do that and some. Some strokes on top. Okay, next character, Star. I try to move the gravity center a little bit to the left to balance this side. Not much I can move at this point, but there's still a little bit subtle difference. There's more room on this side. I want to even it out a little bit. So move it a little bit. it's a fuse point. Very just like you put two wires together with fuse. There's a point around it. There's the same fuse cord. It's a metal seal because the cast metal is fluid. The fluidity that affect the outcome of these 10 points in the corners. I try to indicate that kind of mechanism from metal qi movement. And also, the joints are rounded. That's the point. Try to make no straight, no squarish corners. No square, no perfect square corner. It's rounded, like a TV monitor in the 50s. Okay, down to the last character, believe it or not. It's do, first. Okay, just still, my principle idea is not to make any mistakes towards the end. I think the chance to cut yourself is very slim, so try it. Yeah. It's much fun and easier than you might think. These two lines must level. Must be leveled on each side. Across this bar, they must be equal. Space between parallels are equal is the principle of this style of script. That's a lot of work almost there. Okay, this vertical was down too. Okay, let me check one thing. I want to see if the you can see some chipping on the seal. It makes the seal looks more natural. And I notice that the inner square is a little squarish. And the outer, the corners are definitely rounded. to have some chipping here and here. Velocity is maybe chip. Just random chipping will help to produce some kind of antiquarianism. You can see some natural chipping in the stroke itself. I think I wish there was some more natural. It didn't happen naturally, so it's kind of hard to mimic natural age effect. This decorative bands or folds should be not heavier than the main strokes. I think they're just extensions of the main stroke. Trying to make it dynamic. The seal I'm looking at is an ancient seal. I just use it as a reference style guide, kind of like where I can maybe break some, like this toe or the door here, this broken line there. We may not want to, to mimic those things, but that's where you get this kind of natural look. If necessary, I will do it on purpose. Just see if it comes out okay. And like I said, it could be very, 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 very mechanical or more organic, or something in between, to bring the energy. Let's cut this off, I think. Okay. The next thing I'm going to do is to make an initial imprint. For those who are viewing the recording, they might just jump right into the result. But I hope you enjoy the process as well. Well, certainly this is the most exciting moment. Dust the debris off with the old toothpaste. You can use a duster, cleaning duster. Because the ink is oil based, if I use water, it might interfere with the result. This is my old pen, so if there's any debris, I want to use this first. Okay. I blow a little bit moisture from my mouth to help reduce the grain. Make a fine line. Here, this is the design, and here is the seal I just did. I'm gonna sign on this side later to identify the orientation. Okay. Press evenly and shake a little bit, not moving, and lift straight up. Okay, there we go. Okay, sorry, this is not the design on the screen. This is here's the design. Here we have the oops. It matches pretty well. I love the border. It's much better than the black or the red. The design. It's much more authoritative and weighted, like a real one with the weight on it. Okay, I'm gonna sign this. I think it's done. Let me see if I can adjust anything carefully. There's some little bit unevenness, but that gives the seal a little more organism. Because this stroke thicker, this stroke thicker, that's fine, I think. If you make all the strokes the same, it might look too much like the mechanical design here. I think the first is always the best. I'll just leave it. There's some there's like a fuse point or some swearing. It's precious to indicate that it's a human, not an AI generated art. Okay. I leave it and let me sign on this. I've got some tissue here. Where's my tissue? use cotton tissue. You can use just like facial tissue. Don't rub too hard. Just clean it like this. And sign my name on the left side. So when you hold it, the name always on the left side, so you know that the orientation is right. If you see my signature on the left, okay. Let's make a official imprint here in my collection book. Just a quick turnover to show you all the various styles I've done. You can see this is I did 1 year ago for a client in Australia. He started me to break my break a taboo actually, because the in the seal engraving circle, many artists will put a note they don't do this style. Just like the birds and the worm style is another thing that maybe they do it for double price. Okay, and then I did this is largest seal I did early this year for a Buddhist master in Japan. His disciple in the US come to me to help carve this irregular shaped stone, very large. Okay, very large, the largest seal done. And this is a set of seal belongs to the same monastery, and some other artist name seals. And these are the initial seal I talked about. I did for my student. His street letters T-Y-S, Ron, the first name R-O-N. Actually, read the English word. And this is his own design. Ron's and Cassie's design. K-A-F, Cassie Faber. She did the design, and I carved it. So you can design your initial seal with a marker, and if you can write it with a marker pen, I can carve it for you. Okay, some designs I've done in specific styles. People, not like Chibashi style, the same artist in Australia commissioned me to do the Chibashi style. This is also Chibashi style. Another hard to mimic style. This one too. And normally I stay with the ancient seal script, the Greek script, or some stylized small seal scripts. like this one. And here is my previous seal I did a couple weeks ago. And let's see if this matches that standard. Someone said this is most accurate. Now you will see if that stays true. I think accuracy is not the only criterion. I think the more important is the wholeness. Let me see, where's the C? Okay. The overall feel. That's just like a painting. Every stroke is judged in the context of the whole painting or design. Oops, I forgot the orientation, sorry. I didn't see my signature, so I stopped. My signature on the, it's kind of hard to read. So it identified orientation with my signature on the left. I realized that before I committed. Okay, press very hard. Shake a little bit and not moving, lift. Okay, now you can see both on the same screen. If this one is, I think it matches that. Okay, you can see the difference. The same size stone with this one has a little thinner border, but it's just fine. This one has a little thicker border. Not too thick, not too thick like the official stamp, imperial system, official stamp, but it's kind of cool to have. And I just realized this character may be a little bit too thick. I think just like I didn't see here, because if you press harder, the stroke will be a little bit thicker. So let's see. Like I said, it's natural to have a little swearing. I think I'm not going to touch that more. It just shows, because if you clean up a specific stroke, you have to do all the other strokes that has a little bit, we call it fresh or muscle in it. So not just the bone, the skeleton. Yeah, that's the organic stroke. Okay, finally I will make a few custom copies. By the way, the ink, the best ink is this kind of ink. It has the fiber in it, not just a sponge or a pad, like the water-based ones may not work as this. If you want to be more authentic, you need to get the professional grade ink, not the office grade ink. It will last a long time. It's a good investment on the authentic ink. Okay. Yeah, that's good. some moisture from mouth. Just shake a little bit, not too much. It will broaden the edge if you shake too much. Okay. And that's the final result. I hope you enjoyed watching this process. If you have any idea you want to explore with me, either your name seal or artist mood seal, you can contact me following the link in the video description. Okay, have happy holidays.